Vanakkam, Namaste, Namaskaram. Humble salutations from me, Shridika Pillai, and SABC3. Today on Sadhana, we serve up a special spiritual feast to nourish your souls. First up, we stop over in East London to lap up the intriguing history of the Siva Soobramanian Alayam. This is followed by a pure spiritual treat at the Manav Dharm Ashram in Braelyn. We also sample some ancient ideals that help with today's social indigestion issues at the annual Bhaktivedanta Swami lecture. And Danny Lesser completes our spiritual buffet with an offering to Lord Shiva. The Siva Soobramanian Alayam in Braelyn, East London, has a fascinating history. The temple was first founded in an old shop building. Many years later, when a fire broke out, members were forced to relocate rather than rebuild. With the dreaded Group Areas Act looming, the tiny Hindu community found a new home in an unused church building. We caught up with some of the Alayam members to find out more about this church cum temple.
Beautiful and laid-back East London, known more for its year-round sun, swimming and sailing, is the second largest city in the Eastern Cape. Lying in between the Nahoon River in the north and the Buffalo River to the south, it is the only river port in South Africa. And like most port cities in the country, it was also the port of entry for indentured Indian laborers and later on passenger Indians who came to this country.
The Indians landed along the coast, and East London is one of the cities port cities where they landed. And from that, they worked, they labored. A lot of the community had shops or worked in shops. The temple was first started in a shop in North End. It was the Braeside Road, so it was called the Braeside Road Temple. And that was in 1914. It was started by two brothers, Koensami Pillai and his brother Manian Pillai. And they were the driving force for it. And at that time, it was the only Hindu place of worship. And it was for all Hindus, Gujaratis, Hindustani, Tamil, they all congregated together and had service. It's a servant temple, but there were many Muruga devotees. That's why the Siva Soobramanian Alayam.
When I came into East London, it was Braeside Road. It was a very small temple. We used to have a nice crowd. Every Sundays we had service, and now and again we would have bhajan classes, and one or two weddings that I can remember.
Braelyn was a mix, coloureds, Indians. We knew our religion, we didn't forget about it. We were different friends, different backgrounds, but we still remembered where we came from. We used to be every Saturday cleaning the altar, putting out all the agarbattis, setting everything for the Sunday morning service. Come and sweep the carpets, wipe the chairs down, clean up. So we've been in the temple for a long time.
With the introduction of the Group Areas Act, Indian residents living in Braeside were relocated to Braelyn's, but the temple still remained and services continued. However, in 1975, a fire caused the temple to close. The few murtis that survived the fire was brought to Braelyn's and worship resumed in a new home, an empty church building which the community purchased and converted into a temple.
When they knew they were going to be moving, there were 3 churches in this area. So the community, the church community, came through and offered. They said, we have 3, we can sell one to you. And they had a look at it. There's one behind us, behind this property. There's one in front of the property, very close to it. And what brought upon them the decision to buy this specific church is it has a house that's attached and the size of the property. And here we established a school East London High School, secondary school. It's from grade 1 to grade 12. As you know, in the Indian community, temple and education comes first. There's been many improvements since 95, or from 1990 you can say. 95 we had our first Kavadi, which brought in more followers, and by 1999 we built the Mariamman temple. When we were about to do the Kumbhabhishekam here, we built the Mariamman temple, and we now have a Navagara, and we are growing and still growing. We observe Kavadi, Shivratri. Partasi is very big here in the temple. Saraswati Puja, Lakshmi Puja, we do Navaratri, we do quite a few festivals.
We all have a part to play. We need to draw inspiration from our elders and their guidance and go forward. And like I said, we all play a part, and with Yagesan and myself, we started a bhajan group recently, which we're quite enthusiastic about. We practice on Mondays and on Thursdays, and we render service wherever possible. And in that way, trying to draw in the youth and train them up and get them going with regards to our music.
When we first started off, we had a few bumps here and there, but slowly we've grown. We've actually got about 8 to 10 members now, including the males and the mothers from the temple that give us support. So the community has taken a liking to the bhajan group, and we have grown quite a bit.
I've been now a part of this community for the last 25 years. It has served a great purpose in my life. From the background that I come from and the life that I live, this temple has been, it's been everything to me. It's the blessing of the temple and the murtis we have. It's the community's love that keeps this going.